Hi, I'm Dr. M. Kamakshaya, open source software evangelist and also a freelance trainer of data science and analytics. And I'm also full stack web developer. I've been filming a series of video presentations related to VBA programming. In my previous video, I explained how to deal with different types of data. And in this video, I'm going to explain operators. We need to know a particular set of activities whenever we want to learn about a programming language. That is, the first one is the data types, second one is operators, third one is the control flow. So whenever we speak about control flow, it means that we do deal with two types of programming statements. They are if conditions and loops. That will talk. I'll try to talk about the control flow in my next video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the operators. I'm not going to talk about all types of operators. I'm just going to deal with two very important types of operators. They are assignment operators and logical operators. I found very good documentation in one of the uh, write-ups on Microsoft uh, portal. There are different types of operators, assignment operators in VBA. However, I would like to ask for your excuse that I'm using uh, Microsoft Excel 2007, but whereas here I think these operators are meant for 2013. But even then we can make use of these operators with a little bit different way. Okay, the very first one is going to be the equal to operator. This is as usually we need this. This is a very basic type of operator we do need whenever we would like to do something about anything related to data processing. I'm going to define two uh, variables. I call them as I and j, and I assign. Suppose if I would like to assign some value to this variable, I'm going to do the 10, and then another value to j, that is going to be 2. And now I would like to, let's see what's going on. So whenever we are going to assign these values to these variables, directly or indirectly, we are just making use of an operator called is equal to operator. So it is not possible for us to assign values to variables in programming language without using the assignment operator. And in this case, this assignment operator is equal to something like that. Now let us use message box. Now I'm going to output this. I'm going to use ampersand to concatenate these values, and now I press enter and then go and execute this. You see 10 2. So I can, instead of 10 2, I can just use comma here so that it makes a bit meaning while reading the values. You see 10 comma 2, something like that. Okay, this is called is equal to. Now we can just go ahead and also learn about this. Is exponentiate. This is a caret. Name of this operator is a caret. You will find it in the upper special character buttons on the top of the keyboard. And this operator is very much useful to exponents for exponentiation, which means whenever we would like to raise a value to some other degree, we can make use of this operator. Let's do that. Let's understand that in action. I already have two variables, and I can also say objects. Variable I has 10 and variable z has 2. Now I will try to raise this 10 to the power of 2, and I need one more variable or an object. Now this k is going to be I to the power of j. Now come back and let us output this k, see what is going to happen. Now 10 to the power of 2 is 100, something like that. Let's go ahead. So this is a multiplication, very easy. There are two types of divisions. When we use the forward slash, that is going to give us a float value, and the backward slash is going to give us the integer. Let's understand that in action. Now we have 10 comma 2. I will change this 10 into 5 so that it is easy for us to understand the float value. Now when I use forward slash, let's see what's going to happen. Okay, the result is going to be 2.5, which is a float value. When we use backward slash, and the result is going to be just a 2, so this is an integer. At times while writing the programs, we might need the integer result instead of float in some certain cases. So in those situations, we can go ahead and use the backward slash to get the integer value. Now you have the plus, minus, these are all, and there is a right and left shift operators, and there is an AND operator. Okay, this AND is only helps us to concatenate different types of values. Suppose if you have a value, just before I did that in this example. Now I'm going ahead for the logical operators. In logical operators, the very first thing is the Boolean operator. So we should know how to process the Boolean values. There are a couple of examples on this portal, but I'm just going to give you a very simple example. Let us assume that we have I comma j, and both of them I'm going to give Boolean values to these two variables, and now I wanted to print the opposite, I mean the reverse of, I'm going to reverse the values of these Boolean variables. Now I is equal to not I, and then j is equal to not j. Now let's see what's going to happen. I concatenate with give space and then ampersand j. Now let us see the result and see it. Now remember, I is true and j is false. Now see, I is false and j is true, something like that. These are called Boolean, and they are very important whenever we need to deal with logical operators. Now let us go ahead and see the rest of the logical operators. There are quite a few other operators to check the logic. We can use the same is equal to in order to know. Suppose if you have I is true and j is false, and now is it I same as j, something, I can straight away go to the you know message output, I can use an output function message box and see what's going to happen. False, it's not true because I is not. Now let's change this value into true, and now see what would be the result of this logic. It's true because both of them are true. Now in the same fashion, let's go to 2, and now it is 3. Now let's see what's going to happen. Is it same? No, false. Now let me change it to 2. Now save, and then go ahead, run your script. It is true. So this way, this is how logical operators can be used. We can also check less than or greater than, something like that. Is it I less than j? Is it true? False. Now let's say I is less than, we'll make it true. We know that now I is less than j. Now let's run. It is true, something like that. So in this way, we are going to use these operators several times in our programs. I'll let you know how to make use of these operators when we are writing the programs for the statistics. Now there is also another way. You can also combine two different conditions with AND. See, is it x greater than y and x less than 1000? Then tell me it is true or not, something like that. It is possible to use two different operations using the AND rule, and there is also OR rule. You can also use OR in order to. So this way, you can just we can understand the assignment and logical operators to write the program in VBA, and we'll be using all these concepts later when we deal with user-defined functions. Okay, this is for now for this video cast, and I'm going to come back with a new concept. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to my video channel. Stay tuned for the new content. Thank you. Thanks a lot.